Welcome to my top 10 romance movies list. This isn't any other top 10 other than mine. This isn't like best romances. This is the way that I see it, the ones that I like the best. So totally subjective. Here we go with number 10, Confessions of a Shopaholic. I just think this movie is so funny and so cute, and I see a lot of myself in the main character because she's a shopaholic, and I just like the love story that blossoms out of this. And I always have fun watching it, so that is number 10. Number 9, some people would probably argue should be higher up on the list, but this is The Wedding Singer. It is set in 1985, which is my birth year, and so that's special. But I just love the 80s nostalgia that is just pouring out of this movie, the music and the comedy. And I think Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore just have amazing chemistry. And of course, the Grow Old With You song is what I think every man wants to be in a relationship. And I think that it's perfect. And I love, there's so many quotable lines in here. Like, oh crap, I got water all over myself. And it's a CD player. Plays CDs. Anyway, number 9. Number 8 is a beautiful movie, near perfect movie, Sense and Sensibility, directed by Ang Lee. I think I kind of started getting into these kind of movies later in life because as a young man, I just wanted to watch action, adventure, and killing, and I never really gave these kind of movies a chance. And I absolutely love this. I get completely swept up in this movie, and I just think that all the different relationships and just the totally different world they live in than I live in, it's very cathartic to watch, and I love this movie. Like I said, I think it is a near perfect movie. So that is number 8. Number 7 is a movie that has to do with destiny and kind of romantic attitudes towards things falling into place or the universe sending you signs, and that is Serendipity. I actually worked at the movie theater when this came out, saw it multiple times, and I have always just been a sucker for this kind of like destiny thing and if it's meant to be kind of thing. But I think if you don't give somebody your number and you're in New York, you're never going to see that person again, right? Unless you just start stalking them. But I just think it has like the perfect, it's such a movie thing, right? Where you're just like sitting there hoping that they're going to get back together and their lives move on, but it's just that what if in the background. And I think this is a good one, also kind of cathartic to watch because you get to see these people living their lives with these like this destiny kind of thing going on. And serendipity is a wonderful word. All right, number 6 is a movie I grew up watching a lot. And it's kind of for a weird reason. So it has Harrison Ford in it. And I used to watch Star Wars and Indiana Jones all the time. And this came out in 1993. I was 8 years old when this came out. And I found the VHS. I don't know if it was at my grandma's house and I stole it or if I just found my parents had it. But I saw that it had Harrison Ford, and I was like, I'm watching this thing, so I threw it in the VCR, and there was no killing and no action. There was one part where he shoots a bulletproof glass with a gun, and I really like that. And someone sits on some glass and hurts their butt. But besides that, there was no killing and no action in here, and as a youth, I just loved this, and I loved watching the love story and how the guy who isn't really meant to get the girl starts to loosen up and fall in love with her, and I love this movie, and I think it's so well done. I think everybody in it does so good, and I've watched it so many times, and the only reason I watched it was because it had Harrison Ford, who is Han Solo in Indiana Jones, and I was so blown away as a youth when I found out that he played both those people. I mean, I was really young when I found that out, obviously. All right, number 5. I was exposed to this movie as a way younger person, and I had no idea what was going on, and it was absolutely repulsive to me, and my mom would be watching it, and I'm just like, why are they crying? What are they even saying? I cannot understand what they're saying, and this is number, what did I say, 5? The BBC Pride and Prejudice with Colin Firth. This thing is 5 hours and 22 minutes long. Looks wonderful on Blu-ray. I'd love to see a 4K of this, but this is the ultimate slow burn character development romance. I love the costumes, I love the sets, I love the acting. I just love that this movie takes its time and it gets there, and it just is such a beautiful slow build. I did not understand this as a kid, and same kind of thing with Sense and Sensibility. This has just grown on me, and I love it, and it is wonderful. I have not seen the 2005 Pride and Prejudice, and I really want to, but this one, amazing. One of the great movies of our time. Okay, number 4 actually is a perfect follow-up to that, and if you haven't seen this, you need to see this immediately. That is Austenland. It is from a book, and this movie is so fun and funny and swoony. Like, it is the ultimate, like, it's an Austenland theme park, basically, where you can pay to go have a genuine Jane Austen experience. And so someone going to the most fake scenario possible and maybe finding something real and authentic. So if you have not seen this movie, you need to. It is incredible, and this movie absolutely deserves to be more popular than it is. But this never gets old. I can watch this endlessly. Okay, getting into my top 3, this movie is so incredibly swoony, and I just love the journey that we go on with the cooped up, what is she, princess, queen? What? She's cooped up royalty, and then you've got this journalist guy who's always trying to get a scoop, and they fall for each other. And it is, of course, has the dramatic irony and the, he knows something and she doesn't know, and then she finds out. And but ultimately, spoiler alert, this is from 1953, but the way that it ends, I think it leaves it open that they can see each other again. And in my mind, they get together and have a ton of babies. So I love this movie, and it is funny and swoony and beautifully acted and beautifully made, and just one of the all-time best. So movie number 2, I saw when I was younger, and I kind of hated it. And I didn't understand it. I didn't understand that it was supposed to be funny. I was just so stressed out at the situations in this movie. I was like, there's like a big lie that's in place, and you just don't know if the people are going to find out. It stressed me out. I hated it. It was not enjoyable. And I recently watched this again, like very recently, like last month, while you were sleeping. This is my number 2, and this movie's hilarious. It's like a comedy, drama, a romance, and I was laughing out loud like the whole time in here, and I was like, my goodness, I've been like, all the times where it's like, what movie should we watch? Let's watch a chick flick. Okay, which one? Like, I would not pick this one because it stressed me out when I was younger, and just how she tells this lie that she's the fiance of this guy, and the whole family starts liking her, and it was just stressed me out. And I laughed so much, and I loved Bill Pullman in here. He's just so sincere and genuine, and they had such good chemistry. I absolutely love this movie, and I will be watching it repeatedly for the rest of my life to make up for the fact that I have been shunning it because I didn't like it, because I didn't understand it when I was younger. I didn't know it was supposed to be funny. Anyway, so good. And just watching this lonely lady kind of gain a family and start to fall in love with this guy. And then when the other guy wakes up that she's been obsessed with, he's just the biggest doofus. So I just would never have thought this would have been on my top list, but this is number 2. Absolutely love it. All right, my number 1 romance movie, personal of all time. This movie makes me want to be a better person. This is a movie about the values of yesteryear meeting up with the values of the 90s. This is Blast from the Past. I love this movie, and I love the premise where, like, the Cold War, these guys had like a shelter and they think there's a bomb, so they lock themselves in there for 30 years, I think, and they come out in the 90s. And I just think, or 35 years, I guess, I love seeing the values that his parents taught him that are he's such a gentleman, and he knows like dancing and fighting, and I just think he is the ultimate man, and this movie makes me want to be a better man. And I just love watching the culture of the 90s just be blown away but what a good person he is and what a gentleman he is. And I love, well, it's kind of sad, but it's so foreign to these people that this guy would be such a good person. Like she, you know, she doesn't believe it. She doesn't believe that he's really this good. And I watched this movie and I'm like, man, that is so cool. I want to embody these classic values of just manliness, and I absolutely love this. It never gets old. And I love watching all the modern women just swooning over him. It's even more motivation, like I should be like a good person, you know? So that is my number one. I could go on and on, but perfect cast, so funny, so swoony. And what are your top 10 romance movies? And let me know what you think of my picks. But thank you for watching if you made it this far. In the video, you like creepy mustaches. So anyway, subscribe if you like this kind of thing, and we will see you on the next one. Bye.